Hey guys, it's Alexandra. Today I'm going to be talking with Sam. When she was a kid, her mom abandoned her at a rainbow gathering, which is like a hippie festival. So she was all alone there and ended up meeting this guy who took her under his wing and kind of helped raise her. They hiked together and backpacked and, lived like on the side of rivers and swam in waterfalls naked. It was like the norm. So she definitely had an unusual childhood, which I think will be interesting to hear about. But also she's going to be talking about her family's involvement in a cult and kind of like the realities of the hippie community that you might not see on social media. I know it's kind of like a trendy thing nowadays, but she's going to be breaking it down into like kind of what that lifestyle is really like and how it's impacted her. I think her story like sounds like a Lifetime movie, so I think you should definitely stay tuned to check it out, and I hope that you will subscribe for more videos. All right, thank you so much.
The Rainbow Gathering is a real-life demonstration of what it would take to live communally, in community, in the ecosystem. The Rainbow Gathering is a mechanism to bring people into nature.
When I was 7, my mom used to take me to the Rainbow Gathering all the time, every summer, but for some reason my Nana, before we left, she was like, I just want to take a picture of you because something feels weird. So we drive all the way to Oregon to go to Rainbow, and afterwards we were supposed to go to Good Medicine. But at Rainbow, my mom left me there at the age of 7 and drove back to Missouri to start her new life with my stepdad. And luckily, I met a man named Joyous who literally looked like Jesus. He had blonde dreads all the way to his ankles. And he took me in and he took care of me till I found my way back to Missouri and back to my Nana. I grew up thinking that my stepdad was my dad, okay? Mm-hmm. So I found out about a year before this Rainbow Gathering incident that he was not my dad. So then I was told that I had a biological father. He's this XYZ. So I meet him one time. He comes to Missouri. He flies here to meet us. He's a shaman. He's a healer. He's very, he was very interesting to meet as a kid. And it's like, okay, this is my bio dad. And of course, I can talk about anything on here, right? Yeah. Okay. Of course, he comes, with bags of weed and all kinds of stuff. And he's just wild. He was just literally a wild, hairy man. And so met him one time, just like, whatever. So we're at the Rainbow Gathering and he's there. And so my mom is just like, okay, the Rainbow Gathering lasts for like 2 weeks. We're just bopping all around, seeing people that we haven't seen in a long time. And most people that go, they go with a group of people so that they have their own campsite. Mm-hmm. You have your own like area with tents and everything set up, places to chill. And so the only name I remember is Jason Starko. Okay. So there's a guy that was my mom's really good friend, and he was named Jason Starko. And so when she woke up, us all up, he was there, his girlfriend was there, and she's like, yo, I'm dipping, I'm going back to Missouri. Sam's going to stay here. Max is here. You guys are here. All these people I know are here. It's going to be fine. You're going to be fine. I'm going to go back to Missouri. And it was like a Lifetime movie, just think of a dramatic, scared little kid sobbing hysterically, begging their mom not to go. I was literally on the ground, holding onto her shoes, holding onto her feet, everything. She's just like, nope, you need to stay. I need to go back. You're not coming with me. So we were at the gathering for a whole other day because I slept at that campsite that night. And we're at the gathering for a whole day. And then just met up with Max. And he's like, okay, well, you can just come with me. You can come with me and all my friends. And it's just me and him and a bunch of dudes. And Joyous was one of the dudes. Joyous is the name that everyone's like, where is he? We have to find him. Who is he? This and that. So he was just like the only normal guy who was like, okay, this is a kid that's with us. Okay, we need to like take care of her, make sure she's like eating and stuff. So I don't think if he would have been there, I really don't know how much crazier things would have been.
Yeah.
So he was kind of just like the light to me. He was just like a light that was there, just protecting me. And so he goes off for a little while. You know how hippies are. Like, it's just like a little tight-knit community, and they all know each other. They all stay at each other's houses. They all go on trips together. And so sometimes my dad, he just thought in his head, like, okay, my friends that have kids, they're cool. So he would like drop me off with them all the time. I would just be like dropped off at these people's houses just because they had kids. And 8 out of 10 times the kids were weird. And I'm just like, I was just like always in a different place. It was just like, I'm always seeing new people. Oh, I remember you. Hi. Like Hippieville. And no one called me Sammy. No one ever called me Sam or Samantha. Call me Sunny. And I just remember like always wanting to call my Nana. And I would always be asking my dad if I could call her. Nope. Can I call this person? No. I know that my Nana's like probably so worried about me. Like, I just want to call my Nana. No, can't call your Nana. So fast forward like a month and a half, me and my bio dad had been living along the river. Just like, you know, it's like parks in Oregon. Like literally you can pull off at any park and you can sleep there for as long as you want. No one's going to come up on you and say, you got to leave. Right. It's just free for all there. I mean, I've pulled over at hot springs before in Oregon. Swear, only one wearing a swimsuit. Like, hey, like just like balls right here in your face. You're like, hey, like, you know, just very free. Just, they were very free people. Oh, one time this lady was peeing on people's feet and blessing them. That's what she said. She said she was blessing them. So we're like staying, it was a huge, really pretty river. We were staying upon it, staying next to it and everything. And Joyce just came, stayed with us for a few days. And he was just like, oh, so-and-so told me that they heard from so-and-so that your mom's going to be a good medicine, which is another festival. Not a festival. It's a gathering. I'm going to say gathering just because it's way smaller than Rainbow. And it's like it's privately owned property. Mm-hmm. So my dad was like, you can go as long as you come back, and I'm not going. Joyce, you can take her as long as you bring her back. Like, no, I don't want to see her. He didn't want to see my mom.
Oh, okay.
Because it was like weird, like, yo, you left this kid here and I had to take her.
Yeah.
I've been taking care of your kid that I didn't even know. Right. I don't want to see you. So he didn't go. So me and Joyce, just me and him in his little van. Swear he had a Volkswagen van. Like, this is not life. Like, this is not a lie. This is real life. He had a Volkswagen van, trucking, just smoking weed, taking me to the festival. And so we get there, hella kids. Good medicine. It was just like so many kids. I loved it there. And so, I mean, honestly, I wasn't even like worried about her when I first got there because I was so excited about all the kids and having fun. And there was this really dope, like if you went deep into their property, it was like almost like a fairy tale land. There was like this dope waterfall. So I was like just doing my own thing for hellas all day. And then late that night, they always did that drum circle shit. Big old fire. You hear them in the distance. Dun, 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 dun. You're like, oh, we gotta go. They're starting something. So we go. And I was just walking up on it. And like, you know, you can, even just in the darkness, I could tell it was her. You know, I'm like, oh, yeah. There she is. And I figured she was coming with some friends because that's what she normally did. I didn't think she was going to come with stepdaddy number 2, who she married, who's like a total hick, farm boy, country. Like, why is he here? And we saw each other. It was weird. It was weird emotions, weird looks. And he was just like, oh, well, you're coming back to Missouri with us. Like, da, 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 da. He was just going a mile a minute. He was like, tell me everything. How was it? I don't know. And I'm just like, okay, yeah, I just want to go back to my Nana. Yeah, take me home. Yes, I just want to go see my Nana. So we stay at Good Medicine. I could tell he was not having a very good time. I could tell he wanted to leave. And and it's so funny because every time they would pass him it, he's just like, you know, don't even want to smell it. Like he was so not like, why did you bring him here? But I'm thankful that she did. So, because she probably could have manipulated her friends any which way, especially with all the drugs and shit. So I'll never forget, he had a white Lumina, and we leave, we're walking out, and it's just like as far as the eye can see is cars. And you're just like, oh my God, we got to find your car and all this mess. And my mom's, you know, like just got done tripping on acid for 2 days, smoking DMT, and she's just like out of it. She literally slept the entire drive home. The entire drive. Like she got up to go get a snack and she would eat a couple bites and she'd go back to sleep. Like she was not even engaging with us. She was just so like brain dead. And what's crazy is me and her left the next summer. So the next summer when we leave, she basically does the same thing she did to my dad. She just like packs up all her stuff, drops it off at my Nana's house, and tells him that she's not going to marry him. And then she's like, okay, we're leaving again for the summer to go to all these festivals. Like she just can't figure out what it is she wants to do. So you don't want to be a mom, but you want to be a wife. Okay, so now you don't want to be a wife, you want to be a party animal. Like she just couldn't get her shit straight. Right. So, yeah. I'm sure you have questions. I feel like I'm babbling so much.
No, you're good. It's just, I always wondered, like, I've never been to any of those gatherings. How would you describe what Rainbow Gathering is?
Love. It's love. Going to festivals now as an adult, like Mo Roots, and seeing all my friends and hearing their experiences at Electric Forest and shit like that, swag. Hearing that, it's like the complete opposite. It's not like that. I mean, yes, I watched a lot of people do a lot of hard drugs, but they were like safe. I don't even know how to say it. Like it's just a whole different era, a whole different time, like whole different generation. And mostly it was a lot of like OG hippies. Like I can't tell you how many dudes I saw with their dreads dragging in the grass behind them, like old heads. Like it was so amazing. And it's just funny. They're funny. They're hilarious.
Did you ever feel like as a kid you were like in danger at all, or did you ever feel like uncomfortable?
Oh, hell yeah. Oh my gosh, so many situations where I'm just like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. It's crazy because I'm dealing with all this stuff and like making all the TikToks. I've had a lot of memories come back that I didn't even know were in there, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, just weird kids, dude. I mean, that's honestly, I have people ask me like, did you experience any sexual abuse? Did you experience this? And it's like, honestly, anything weird I saw that was sexual and that seemed creepy was the kids, the boys, little boys, and the shit that they would do. I mean, at Rainbow Gathering, you see a lot of people fornicating. You see a lot of people because it's a rainbow. It's love. It's you can do whatever you want.
Right.
It's like different. I came up and I was raised. I just see the human body very differently than a lot of people do. So there were definitely many instances where it was like, okay, that is not okay. But at the same time, I'm swimming with people naked. I'm watching people get head at the beach. Like, I mean, my dad would literally fuck people in front of me and he would think I'm sleeping. Because I mean, we would just be hanging out and we'd just be like, oh, here's your sleeping bag. Just roll it out and go to sleep, fall asleep on the stars. And they're just going to town next to me, man. Like, they think it's all love, you know? And it's just like, no, I don't want to hear that.
Right. Do you think any of those experiences like changed you at all or like still affect you?
Oh yeah, definitely. I don't know how. I'm sure people that are close to me could see how. Maybe I can't see how it's affected me, you know?
Yeah.
But it definitely has with all my relationships. And like, I don't know. People just get so freaked out about stuff these days. And I'm just like, it's really not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
You know?
You totally experienced like definitely a childhood that a lot of people probably can't relate to unless they're like part of the hippie community. Like I feel like people that went to those gatherings and stuff probably totally understand everything that you're talking about. But outside of that, it's like it seems so like
Born.
Yeah, it just seems like a totally different lifestyle. So it was also interesting to hear you talk about like part of your family. I know you talked about them being like kind of in like a cult type of thing. Can you talk about that a little bit?
So my family's actually still involved in it. Me and my Nana got away. When I say my family, I mean my entire family. And it's all on my stepdad's side, the man who's married to my mom, because he's the one who got her involved in that church. She was never like that. You know, she was told hippie. She would wear the bendy stickers on her forehead. She didn't shave her armpits. Total hippie lady. Like, you know, and he got her into that church. He got his whole family into it. His cousins go there. He got my siblings into it. He did all, what, baby?
The food is already here.
I know. Bye. So like my older brother and my sister-in-law, they're youth leaders for the middle schoolers in the youth ministry. And my oldest brother and his wife and their kids, they got away from it and they moved to Texas. And my older stepsister, she was only a part of it for a little while. She kind of caught wind before anybody else did that it was all bullshit. She dipped. But yeah, they're still involved with it. My mom and stepdad actually just sold their house that they've lived in for I don't even know how long, sold their house to go live in an apartment next to the church, and they're building a commune next to it. Literally.
So yeah. What is that called? Like that church?
Called the Crossings Church in Wentzville, Missouri.
Wow.
Crossings with an S. The Crossings Church in Wentzville, Missouri. They are crazy.
So where did you and your mom like what state are you at now with her, like your relationship with her?
So August 19th, or it was the day before August 19th, so the 18th, my daughter told me that a family member did something to her. I'm not gonna I don't really know if I should go into all detail with that yet, but she told her dad first, and then she told me that somebody in our family put their finger in her butt. So I called my brother, you know, who's a youth leader at that church, because I can't go to my mom directly with anything. Yeah. And that's how she is with me. Like any type of disciplinary actions that would happen with me when I was in high school, like any big events, they have to call people from the church to come and counsel with them. Literally. Like if I got caught on my phone at school, someone from the church would come and talk to them and pick my discipline. And half the time it was people who didn't even have kids. So it made no sense. And so I call my brother and I'm like, yo, I can't talk to mom about this. What do I do? And he's like, oh, you need to confront her tonight. Like, we're going to Sis's birthday party. You know, my little sister's birthday party. He's like, no, you confront her tonight. We're doing it tonight. That's disgusting. He was livid. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like I finally have somebody on my back. Like I have somebody in my corner, like going to bat with me. So I go to her and I talk to her about it. And I'm just like very concerned. And then as soon as I say, I want to know what the fuck is going on in that church. You know, I want to know what's up, because the person who did it to my child is also a child, and child sexual abuse is a gift. You just got to go down the line and find out who gave the gift first. So that's what I'm trying to do, Mom. Another child did this to me. So that means that probably an adult did that to that child. And you always got church people all around, all up in here, watching your kids. You don't even know these people. And because I brought up her church, shunned. She sent me a formal email of ending our relationship. An email. after she went and talked to her church about it. So of course they had to all conspire, and they probably all typed up an email together. Sam is the problem. You are the problem. You need to stay away. Like, okay, yep, I'm gonna stay away because I open my mouth all the time. That's right. I guess I'll stay away. They don't want me around.
So how did she go from like being a hippie to like being this? This seems like the opposite.
She's always had like this yearning. Like she's tried every religion that there is. She has tried it. She thinks she's a higher being, because you should research this. It's very, very rare. Sometimes babies are born with something that's called a call. Do you know what that is?
No, not really.
So, babies are in an amniotic sac. They're in a sac.
Yeah.
So like in olden times and Egyptian times, sometimes the kings and the higher beings and the people that ended up being worshipped when they were born, they had to break another sac that was around their head.
Oh.
Okay. So you should research it. And my mom was born with a call. My Nana is proof of it. She came out. They didn't know what was wrong with her because it's so rare. And they believe that when babies grow that way, that they are higher beings because their brain had to develop separately from their body, like a whole different sac for their brain and their mind and their awareness. So, that gave her a big old head. She thinks she's this, she thinks she's that. So, yeah.
You think that whole experience and like kind of where you stand with her now and everything, do you think that influences how you raise your own kids?
Oh, for sure, dude. For sure. I think I'm like the most against religion person. Because I've been a part of so many of them. I mean, I was embedded in that church. I was a part of that church. I had to go so many times a week. That church was my life. Church on Sunday, cell meeting afterwards with youth group. Then I would have to go to my mom's group meetings Sunday night, and I was forced to babysit the children. Tuesday nights was girls' night with my youth group girls. Thursday night was cross chat. Like, it was just, yeah. So I was in that church for almost 10 years, and I'm not with that no more. And that's just been her like thing her whole life. She's just tried to find that one religion, I guess, that makes her feel amazing. I'm not sure. She's very evil and divisive and deceitful.
Yeah.
I don't know if you watched my last few videos of when I talked about all that abortion shit.
Yeah, I was just gonna mention that. That's wild. I happened to see that today, and I was like, I didn't know where it was going. So I'm still watching the video, like, and then I'm like, oh damn, like that must have played a lot of, played a big role in like your emotional state and stuff. Like you obviously grow up like caring about your mom, it's your mom, but to be like manipulated that much, it must have been confusing to be raised that way.
I mean, it also makes you think for a second. You're like, dude, what else have you lied about? If you can straight have a whole church and people believing that you're getting pregnant and having miscarriages 3 times, and meanwhile you're praying for that baby and God's giving it to you, you're killing it, and then you pray again and the whole church prays again, and then he gives it to you and you kill it, and then you do it again. Like, you need to be in a straitjacket, bitch.
Wild.
I remember after she had my brother and sister, they're Irish twins, okay? So Irish twins can damage a woman. Being pregnant for like basically 2 years, that sucks. So she had like a very traumatic experience. She birthed both of the kids at home. When she birthed my daughter, she like fell into huge depression. That PTSD like really got to her. Mm-hmm. And so my little brother was like, a couple months old. And when I saw her drag him by one arm down the hallway, screaming at him with my little sister a couple weeks old, barely about to fall out of her arm, and slamming the door and locking herself in there with them. Like, she was psychotic. And my stepdad, her husband, was working nights. So it's just me in high school. I got to wake up at like 6 a.m. to go to school tomorrow. And me and my Nana sat him down so many times. We're like, you don't understand. Like, she is going to kill herself or she's going to kill these babies. She needs to be on medicine. She needs to see somebody. She needs to do this. She needs to do that. And he would all just be like, I don't know what you're talking about. She's fine. He was just so blind. I don't know what kind of hold that coochie got on these men here, but she's crazy.
Yeah, and the whole thing that I also thought was like so crazy is that you're sharing so many details and you're going so in depth about everything, and there's
because I don't give a fuck.
There's still people that are like,
I've been quiet.
I've heard this before. Like, I've heard this story before. Like, she's just making this up. So why? Like, how do you respond to that?
Well, people think that it's funny because I had to do a stitch of my video from a year ago because I'm sorry that I had 2 videos go viral. The one was tell me you were raised by a drug addict without telling me you were raised by a drug addict. And then this one was tell me your mom shouldn't be a mom without telling me your mom shouldn't be a mom. Like, I'm sorry that I've had 2 videos go viral a year apart. That don't mean that I'm still me. I'm still me. So I had to stitch the video. Like, that is literally me, y'all. What do you mean? I stole the story from myself, from my past year ago self. Right. Yeah. Delusional. These people are delusional on TikTok, I swear.
I just was crazy. I was like, when the first one I saw, the one about why your mom shouldn't be a mom, I was just so surprised by all the comments they were saying, like, that you would have made that. I just don't know why anybody would make that up. Like, it just seems like a very
there was some guy, he's like, no, I can tell when people are lying. She's lying.
It just seems very, I was like, why would you? I just don't understand why you make that up. But it is like, it at the same time, it's just so crazy. It does sound like a Lifetime movie. Like, it sounds exactly like a Lifetime movie.
And every time people tell me that, they're like, damn, your life is like a Lifetime movie. And I'm like, I know, I'm living it. Okay, I know good and well.
So what do you think, like, when you share your story, what do you hope, like, people will connect with? Like, what do you want to?
Well, I'm trying to have my own talk show. I'm trying to do it. I'm trying to have a talk show. I'm trying to have people come on, talk about their trauma. I'm trying to have all these people fucking heal. People need to heal, dude. It's fucking sad out there. People are locked in their houses. People are locked in houses, stuck with their abusers, being more traumatized. We all just need to help each other get out of these situations that are just so shitty, man. Nobody has support. Nobody. All these kids, especially. You know, I was getting my hair done yesterday by my hairstylist who has a best friend that's a child protective service agent. And she said that on average, literally a month, they get around 90,000 calls to report abuse in the state of Missouri. 90,000. Guess how many they've been getting a call? Guess how many calls they've been getting a month since COVID? Less than 10,000, because no one's reporting shit, because no one's even seeing these kids, because all of these kids are stuck in the house with these disgusting family members.
Right.
Ugh. I can't even imagine if I was a kid living with my mom, like now in time with COVID and being stuck with her. She would have killed my ass. She would have killed me. No, my mom could have not gone through a quarantine with me not going to school and stuff. She would have killed me. Like,
yeah,
she could.
Crazy to think about.
And it's crazy to think about how many people probably have already killed their kids and we don't know about it.
Damn, I never considered that. Yeah.
She said less than 10,000 is what they've been getting a month.
Wow.
And she said she like doesn't have work to do. And also the teachers were a big part of it, she said, because teachers are mandated reporters. They have to be. That's like literally what they have to do. That's their job. And she's like, so people don't even realize how much work these teachers are even doing and how many kids they're saving. Like, it's just crazy. It's so sad. My Nana just told me today that did you hear that? this woman's daughter just like disappeared in the store. Little girl just disappeared. And she found a worker ASAP, and they locked all the doors, and they found two men in the bathroom with her daughter, and they were in the process of shaving her head, and they had all these boy clothes that they bought. They were going to shave her head in the bathroom, change her into a boy real quick, and literally sneak her out while her mom's like looking for her in the store.
Oh my God.
Shit's getting crazy.
Jeez. Yeah, that is just...
I just want to bring awareness, because people are so shocked by my story, and I'm just sitting here thinking like, you have no idea what people go through on a daily basis, do you? No clue. You don't believe that my mom did that in the early 2000s? You ain't gonna believe nothing I tell you about what's going on now then.
Right, that's a good point. Do you think you have like any advice for, because I know, like you were mentioning, I know rainbow gatherings aren't the same thing as like Coachella and Firefly and all that stuff, but no. Do you have any advice of like things that people should be more aware? Because I feel like now, for whatever reason, right now, like hippie is like trendy, so like that whole lifestyle is very trendy right now. I'm sure, I mean, it'll fade and the next thing will come, but I feel like people think that it's like an aesthetic more than it is like actually a lifestyle. So they might go
more than it, and it's a fucking commitment. People don't understand that shit is not, and social media has a lot to do with it.
Yeah, for sure.
Just because you post a cup of coffee and a crystal, baby, you ain't shit, okay? Like, it's social media has just completely ruined the whole hippie persona perspective. I mean, look at me right now. I'm wearing these dumbass hippie leggings that aren't even really hippie leggings. See, I'm already, they're changing me too, shit. But I don't even know what to say. I mean, it is such an aesthetic now. Like, it's so cool to be a hippie. It's just fake and phony to me. I don't even know. It's too corny. Especially because I've seen it. I've seen the hippie life, and it's authentic. So it's just so fake. But there are some genuine hippies out there. I mean, there really are some genuine hippie girls that are really knowing what they're doing. Like the whole Moldavite situation. Y'all were ruining your own lives, and you didn't even, just because you watched a girl on TikTok order Moldavite. And you think that that's going to change your whole fucking life, your negative ass life. You think a stone around your neck is going to change your negative ass life, and then you want to cry on TikTok because this and that happened? You don't understand.
Yeah. I just think it's interesting, like, to hear your story and to hear like just to hear like you getting like, I don't want to say taken because you weren't really taken, but everything that went down at that gathering. And
I mean, I was for sure abandoned. She abandoned me.
Abandoned, right. And it's like, you think about now, nobody would anticipate going to something like that and like that happening. Like, I don't think people see that stuff like that can happen. Like, it's not all like cute and like trendy. Like, stuff can happen. And so I appreciate you sharing. I think it's important just to hear that voice of like, I was involved in something that from the outside, it looks really cool and fun, but like, there's a lot.
Hippie culture is not what it's all hyped up to be, especially if you are around other fake hippies. Like, you're going to get into some shit. And I don't know what it's like where you live, but for some reason lately, all these hippies here in Missouri, it's all like ketamine. Ketamine is all they want to do.
Right.
It was fentanyl for a little while, but that's not really hippies doing that shit. But they're just all doing fentanyl. And I'm like, I mean, ketamine. And that shit's scary. I've never done it.
Yeah.
Like, I think that it's like half like hippies. I think people think maybe that if they're just a stoner, they're a hippie.
Yeah. Kind of.
It's like, okay, so you smoke weed and you wear tie-dye, but like, okay.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's so like, it's so hard to decipher and explain bullshit because you just can't. I can't.
Oh, girl, well, I appreciate you sharing. I really enjoyed hearing from you, and I think your story is like, as crazy as it is, it holds a lot of truths in it, just things that I don't know, I think people should be more aware of. So I appreciate you sharing it with me, and I hope that you continue to share stuff about it online. I think people, it's just something like not everybody hears about. So I'm glad that you're talking about it.
Oh, I'll be sharing more.
I look forward to your talk show. I think that would be awesome.
Yeah, you're gonna have to come help me.
Yes, I know.
You're gonna help me because I don't know what I'm doing.
I don't know what I'm doing either, so we'll both go in blind. But yeah, that's raising awareness is always a great mentality. So
Yes, we just need to heal. We just need to help everyone heal. That's it. That's all we can do.